Awaken to hair growth. Awaken to hair growth because there is possibility to get your hair back. Awaken to hair growth because we're not told that we're able to conquer and overcome alopecia. Awaken to hair growth because I want to be a positive light and beacon for you because I've healed my alopecia and now I help others do the same with different types of alopecia, men, women, children of all ages, of all races and ethnicities. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Alopecia Angel podcast. I am your host, Johanna Dolman. Today, we are actually going to hear from a client who, before joining, she asked a lot of questions, and a lot of great questions, mind you, about the program, about how it works and everything. And so I wanted to share this conversation that she and I had because it was so revealing on many ways for her, but then also for me. And it just made me feel and think that potentially there's more of you out there with these same types of questions. And so I wanted to share our conversation because it is very more candid and more exposing of how things work. And so I wanted to share that with you. So go ahead and take a listen. If you have any other questions or concerns, feel free. We have a free group call each week with me for any of your questions for the Hair and Heal program. So this is available to you anywhere in the world on a weekly basis. So I look forward to speaking to you and helping you out in your hair loss journey. Thank you so much. Here we go. Hi, Carmel. How are you?
It's late.
No worries. How can I help you?
Okay, so my mom actually found your program, and I basically over the past couple of years, I've been diagnosed with all these different autoimmune diseases. And I was diagnosed with alopecia, the lichen planopolaris, some scarring form. And it's gotten a lot progressively worse over the past couple of years and whatever. And I don't know, I guess I just want to know, you have a full head of hair, which is awesome. And I guess I just want to know more about the program. Is it more one-on-one? Is it group stuff? Because I feel I need a lot of accountability.
Okay. So in terms of the program itself, it's 8 weeks long, and each week there's different homework assignments, there's different learnings, right, that you need to take in, different lessons. And so if you're ready and available for that, then that's what we have. Now, should there be something like Thanksgiving or something like this that comes up, no worries. You can keep going the following week and you can catch up because you have access to the program for a year. So that's not a problem. You can redo the program as often as you'd like. And in terms of the group coaching calls, they're just like this. They're on Zoom with multiple people, and we're all talking about our questions, our concerns, things that are working, not working, anything that's going on with you in your situation. In regards to the customization part of it, the one-on-one aspect of it, that's where the evaluation comes into play. It's a 10-page evaluation, and it's something that you download from the program and you submit to me, and I submit back all my recommendations, which of course, because of your privacy, we keep it private. I don't talk about your things inside the group at all. Unless you mention it, I will not say it. It'll always be circumvented. So let's say if you have a question why can't I do XYZ? And I would say, according to your evaluation, I think it's best that we're not doing XYZ so that you could see hair growth and health in a better way. But I will never say, oh, it's because she's allergic to strawberries or because has this or that or whatever it is that you have currently or are going through. Everything is very confidential, even in the groups. And again, unless you want to share, you don't have to share. You don't even have to speak. You could just be the fly on the wall, listening in and maybe type it in your question if you don't even want to speak. So that's how that is. It goes as far as you're comfortable. And then if you don't even want to do the calls, you don't have to. And then you can always just email us and I will respond back with my responses and my feedback for any questions that you may have. But the evaluation is key to really honing in on how to best move forward with your specific needs of hair growth and then also your type of hair loss and everything else that you've come to learn about yourself here recently.
Awesome. That sounds great. And then how many people are usually in the group calls?
It depends. It's not the same across the board. I try to keep the time zones open. So for example, if you're in a group, you may find yourself with people in Europe because the time zones are easier for Europe. But let's say you would be completely different from people from Australia or New Zealand because their time zone is complete opposite. So I make myself more available to them at a different time so that it doesn't, let's say, bother you or your sleep or the Europeans. We can't all be on the phone at the same time. It just doesn't work that way with the time zone. So everything is reduced because of this, because I've separated with time zones. And then maybe because the Europeans are right in the middle, they have access to either earlier or maybe even later, depending if, which one they prefer. They're the only ones really like that, because when I'm talking to the Australians, it's normally your nighttime.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And like, do people like cheat at all?
They do
Like,
cheat. They do cheat and they still see results. But then they
okay.
also cheat. And I also teach you how to cheat. And there's times where, yeah, you can cheat and everything's fine and no worries. But there's other times where it's not a good time to cheat. Just like if you had a cold right now, it's probably not a good time to start eating ice cream and a bunch of Halloween candy. This is not the time because you have a cold and you need to rest and repair and have noodle soup and this type of thing. So it's going to look different for everybody. And during the healing process, it's best not to cheat. But then I teach you how to move around and how to navigate that too. So that, let's say, when holidays do come, I have special menus that you could use. So it's the same thing, just better, just healthier, and doesn't set you back.
Yeah. And then, so I don't eat shellfish. I think I have your book or something, or it goes through, there was like, I feel like a lot of that is, so are there like other like good alternatives that I'll be able to
Yes,
eat?
of course. And I guide you through that. And so this is why the evaluation part of it is so key, because if you are allergic to something or if you don't like something, then this is where you tell me, this is where you let me know, and I can make my recommendations tailored to you, customized to you, because we're not all the same. And then, of course, we don't all live in the same country or the same city, where, even to get things in New York is going to look different than in Washington or in Ohio or anywhere else you may be. And so it looks different. The grocery stores are different. I make this easy for everybody, but the customization and the evaluation are key to your success, because this is really where I'm able to look at you from all perspectives, not just hair, but all perspectives, and really get a full picture of who you are so that I can allow you to succeed easier, easily in the program.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like it so far. And then when you, I guess, were like doing this and we're growing your hair back, were you also using like topicals or different things like that?
I never use topicals, because if you start doing your research, you'll see that using topicals does A, have no guarantee, B, it messes with your immune system, C, it's an upward hill battle, and then D, when you stop it, you actually lose much more hair loss. And then the last part of it is that everything affects fertility. It's all connected. And so even with my clients who have 1 and 2 and 3 autoimmune diseases, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different health concerns, it's all connected. And so it all goes back to what's going on with them. And it looks very different for each person. And so this is why the evaluation is so critical, because without that, then I'm missing everything else. Like, I can't just look at your hair loss and try to fix your hair loss without acknowledging everything else. That's someone trying to marry you without even acknowledging your parents or your brother, or your sister, or anyone else, and just saying, okay, you're going to come marry me, and that's it. It doesn't work this way. You have to acknowledge everything else that goes along with it, because it is married to you. It's part of you. You can't segregate. It's all part of it. And so this is where I believe the medical system is at odds, because it's this is why we're running around seeing different doctors for different things, when it's really all connected.
Okay. And then, so what happens after 8 weeks?
So at 8 weeks, what happens after is that depending, there's one of 2 routes. It's either you've seen hair growth and you're on a great trajectory and everything's going great, and maybe sometimes you want to boost things further. And so this is where I would be like, okay, then you need to do this and this. And let's say you saw no hair growth, which is really almost not the case, because 90% of people see hair growth. Then we would start also saying, okay, these are your next steps, A, B, C, D, E. So either way, you have an outline plan of what's next and how to get that. It's not about that you won't get it. It's about when you will get it, because everyone does get it if you follow the plan and if you follow my recommendations. But that's just key. You have to follow orders in this case. Once you follow it, then you'll see the results.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect. What else should I know about it?
You can do it when you're ready. I don't think you're never going to ever be ready. I think when it comes to people being ready, it's about how soon do you want your hair to grow? And how soon do you want the hair loss to stop? That's really the deciding factor for many people. And for many people, they're okay to let it wait 20 years and go bald versus taking action now. And so I have people who it's their first spot of alopecia areata, and they're like, that's it. I'm going to come to you and I'm going to do the program because I don't want to have to deal with the vicious cycles. I don't want to have to deal with not knowing. I don't want to have to deal with a bigger episode. If I can stop it now for the rest of my life, I want to do that now. And so it depends what type of person you are. Are you proactive and you just want to stop this now and get better all around? Or do you just want to wait and see? Because the wait and see approach, I will say wholeheartedly, it doesn't work. Only things get worse when we just wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. I think you answered all of my questions.
Excellent. Nothing else?
So when it comes to the food and everything, I feel like I have a hard time coming up with ideas of what to eat, even when I'm not eating like healthy. Do you help with that at all?
We do. We have meal planners. If you tell me that in the evaluation, I can give you ideas on how to make this as simple as possible. And really, that's what I'm always trying to do. So even the person who's in the college dorm and only has access to cafeteria food can do this because they have, and they've succeeded. So people can do this, and you could be a single mom of 4 children. You can do this and you can have 2 jobs. You can do this and live from a hotel. And that's it. And have only access to a microwave and like a little hot pot. You can do this. I've had clients at every scope of the spectrum with all their different lifestyles, right? Some people live in a hotel because that's where they work. And that's because they're always flying or traveling for work. I have people who live in a dorm. I have people who live at home, people who rent, people who have roommates, people who do this, people who have 7 cats. It just all depends. And everyone's able to do it. So I make it easy, but this is where getting to know you in that evaluation form helps me help you. Because if you don't tell me, when I do ask for you to be as candid as possible, tell me as much as you can. This way I can help you overcome any obstacles from the beginning so that it's easy. It's very easy. And I think that's the trick of anything. Once you're transparent and open, then there's no room for surprises and everything is more streamlined. At least that's the way it should be, right? More streamlined. For example, I've had people in the past tell me, oh, I can't do pills because I can't swallow, or I have a sensitivity to swallowing. Okay, we accommodate to that. And there's ways to get it liquid, or there's ways to chewables or something else. But there's always some way to accommodate to each person, whether you're the child who's 2 years old or the teenager or the lady who's 6 and going through menopause.
Yeah. How long did it take you to grow like all of your hair?
It took me over 4 years. And it took me over 4 years because I didn't have this program, because I didn't have a plan, because no one was guiding me, because I didn't have a coach. No one was holding my hand. No one gave me an evaluation form. No one took any interest. And I saw doctors in various countries and cities, and it was absolutely difficult to understand and to make sense of everything that I was learning, but also trying to figure out on my own and then doing the trials and finding success. And then it's not just success in me, but it's in success in you and everyone else who's different, who has different types of hair losses, who are from different nationalities and different races and different ages and different diets and lifestyle and different everything. I think that's the beauty of this program, is that A, we tailor it to you. B, I'm your expert. I'm there to handhold you and guide you along the way, which no one does. Absolutely no one does. And C, I'm on call. If you have any concerns, like you can email me and we get to your emails within 48 hours. We get to your questions immediately. And so we can't even do that with a regular doctor. There's no doctor that I visited in any country that I've lived in that does that. No one's on call. No one's texting. If they're on vacation, sorry, they're on vacation. You got to wait till 3 months from now to see them. That's not going to happen here because I understand the desperation. I understand how difficult this is. I understand how traumatic it is to lose your hair, not have the answers, not have the results, and not know what to do. And this is why I've created a foolproof, proven formula so that all you have to do is just follow the steps week by week. So when you start day 1, you're not looking at week 5 or week 6. You're just focused on week 1. That's it. Week 1, following week 2, and so on and so forth. And so it makes it very easy. And it's not it's not time consuming. Like anyone can do this from anywhere, even if you are already studying, even if you have multiple jobs, which many people do, or whatever your circumstance, like anyone can do this. And you want to do this sooner versus later, because again, it's not going to get better.
Okay, good. Okay, so I sign up and then I fill out the evaluation, or is it vice versa?
Yeah, you
Okay.
sign up and you fill out the evaluation. That's the first thing you do. And then we get going.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to digest everything. And then, yeah, I think I'm ready.
Sounds
yeah.
good. I'm here for you. I look forward to working with you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Alopecia Angel podcast, a positive light in healing alopecia. You can do this and we can help. Spread the word that reversing alopecia is possible by telling your friends and family.